Do you hear us? Okay, I hear myself. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having us. In the first step, we discussed a little bit before we entrance the floor, and we want to share with you one little secret, because this slide which you see, should I stay or should I go? It wasn't our first topic presentations. I mean, to be honest with you, our first topic was about some fancy data products, but we stopped a little because we had very private conversation, because we meet each other about 2 months ago. And Magda, was mentioned a few minutes ago, I knew it that she is in the T-Mobile 10 years. I was the new person, and during the conversation, I had this very natural, honest question: have you ever thinking about leaving? And you know, these conversations go deeper and deeper. We realize that we are in the same age, we have the same role in the company, but our way to take this responsibility was totally different. And we believe that today, on Women in Tech, we have so various audience, because we have a lot of girls, I hope boys also, who just start the journey into technology and in the business. But I believe there is also a lot of experienced women leader who probably also can challenge this question in their head. But let's introduce quickly ourselves. My name is Cezary Kuik. I'm head of AI automation. But in this presentation, I will be everywhere guy, because I was everywhere. And Magda?
My name is Magdalena Wirtek. I am head of Data Innovations Unit. And at T-Mobile Polska, I make sure that the data, which is the most valuable asset, is actually accessible, it's trustworthy, and is useful. It's useful for AI, which is generating insights for people who are making decisions, and for business to drive efficiencies, to increase revenue, and to ensure the best customer experience for our customers. And in this talk, I am the insider. I've been in T-Mobile for almost 10 years, and it means that I chose to stay. So today I will share with you some lessons why I decided to stay. But before that, we have a question for you. Have you ever thought about leaving in the past years, or at least once? Anyone? Wow. So I have good information for you. We have a lot of job offers available. You can join us. This is also the question which we are asking ourselves.
Yes, and just to be clear with you, we don't want to elaborate about if you should stay or you should go. It's much more about giving you some tools that probably will be very helpful during your whole career, because I think this question can pop in your head every week, every month, every year, and no matter how experienced you are, you will see that there is some universal challenges that we tried to map on our history that probably will coming back, and we hope and we believe that maybe with our experience you will have a little help how to manage this and make wise decision about this question. So let's go with the lessons.
Yes, lesson number 1. And this is very important for us. This is about authority and the fact that it doesn't start when you didn't get the authority when you get the title, but you are building it before. So, sharing my story. For me, personally, the hardest part in building authority was not to convince others, but to convince myself. When I started 10 years ago as an intern in T-Mobile, it was, you can imagine, IT world very dominated by men. And sometimes I got the signal, what could you possibly know, little girl? And usually it was not out loud, but this is what I assumed. I assumed that these people are here for years, so they probably know better. So I stayed silent. And this not so positive experience from the past has very positive result right now because I'm trying to build the environment where every voice matters, no matter the gender or seniority. But coming back to how I build authorities, for me, there are two pillars. First, leaders. People who believed in me before I believed in myself. They pushed me, they gave me opportunities, they trusted me with responsibilities, and they were supporting my decisions even though I had doubts. And back then, I didn't always understand that. But today, I know that this is why I grew fast. And the second pillar is expertise. And our leaders used to say, content is king. And actually, this is true. Since I joined T-Mobile, I started in big data world, and I was building on it for the past 10 years. And right now, people come to me, not because I have a title. They come to me because I have experience and knowledge, and because they trust me.
I want to elaborate a little about this authority because, like Magda mentioned, we don't want to build impression that authority is about power. I mean, I really like what did you say? That you create environment when the voice is matter. I mean, I don't know how you define construct of authority, but for me, during my whole experience in my career, authority is some kind of a lot of stuff which make me important for the work environment. And to be honest, why it's important to understand what are the challenges behind building authority is because I think I can only speak for myself. In many cases, the first moment when I even started to thinking about leaving was, do I feel important for my environment? And I think this is the problem. It's very, very common, especially for people like me who often change their jobs. And you have to imagine, maybe you know this fear. Every time I'm started from zero in the new company, I have this constant deep fear about that I have to prove that I am important, that I bring some value to the new people, to the new company, to the new business. And of course, it's ego issue, it's self-confidence issue. There is many reasons behind it. And I mean, the reasons is quite simple, yeah, because with the new start, you have no track record, you have no content. I mean, you don't have anything, you only have your CV application, which right now is probably in some, I don't know how to call it in English, but you know,
drawer.
In drawer, yeah, exactly. Only HR has my history and my achievements. And what was a trap for many years for me, and I think it can be very often trap for people who started very often, it's you try to prove your value too fast. I mean, try to imagine me. Right now, I'm very confident, but always at the beginning of the new entry, I play confident guy, very cocky guy who knows the solution for all of the problems. And I push people. I know how to do it because in previous company, I do this and it works, yes? And you probably can imagine what was the reaction of these people, yeah? I mean, yeah, you will understand, yeah? So I try to help them, but I achieved total different results, which was that I pushed the guy away from me. And that was very hard for me because it's often built some kind of, I didn't feel, I had the problem to feel quickly as a part of the team. And that was something which I learned in Allegro and T-Mobile especially. Sorry for the harsh word, but when you are new in your team, you have one simple task: shut the fuck up. I mean, just listen to the people, listen about their problem, try to understand them, and then act with full understanding why it's important to them to solve some things. yeah, authority isn't about proving yourself, it's about understanding others. The second lesson, movement is not the same as direction. We all fear stagnation and routine, not just in our professional lives, but few of us ask whether constant movement is truly growth or just an illusion. How do you know you're more today? How do you know you're more today than you were a year ago? And can you tell the difference between a moment of growth and a moment of escape? And Magda, your answer is first.
Yes. So I heard for years that staying means routine and stagnation. But in fact, what I observed over the years, that everything was changing. Like the organization structure was changing, the leaders, team, people, and sometimes I felt that I'm working in a different company. But I will not pretend that I never wanted to leave. And I can share with you especially two moments. One of them was when I was already 3 years in one role. I was leading a team. I knew what to do. The team was perfect. We were delivering everything the best. But still something was missing. I felt like I would hit the ceiling and I needed some more challenges. And then there was an opportunity in my company to take another role, this time without team, but with new challenges, new opportunities. There were new relationships to build, new stakeholders management. And I learned a lot during that time. And I also delivered a lot. But still, I was missing something. I was missing my team. I was missing the field to have impact on innovation, which we are bringing to life. It was another moment when I was thinking, so maybe I should look outside of the company. But there was another opportunity, and there was a big reorganization, there was a new department, and a recruitment opened to my current role, data innovations unit head. And even though I was like, everything was new. The department was new, the managers were new, I didn't know them before, the team was new. I decided, so, okay, if I'm already thinking about changing job, I will try here. At least my CV will be ready, so I can reuse it later on. But it turned out that it was a very good decision. And I really found what I was looking for. And in fact, I wasn't looking for a new company, but I was looking for impact, for growth, and for new challenges.
From my perspective, I was trapped in some kind of illusion, which I believe can be very familiar for you. I mean, I have this belief in my head that constant change is constant development. I mean, you constantly have new people, new topics, new responsibilities. There is something new. You constantly have to do something, and you don't even have a time, to stop and think, what exactly are you doing? I mean, it's quite convenient, especially if you want, let away from some things, thoughts, which are not pleasant. There is also a system which I believe right now it's very supportive for this kind of illusion trap, because let's be clear, I mean, it's not my opinion, it's something which is proved by many research. I mean, it's always higher chance to get higher, salary increase, moving from old company to new, than being in the same company all the time. And it's totally normal. But, this is something which gives you this a strong feeling of gratification. And be honest, I have to be honest with you. I mean, money is that part that always gives you this, kind of thinking, I can survive a little bit more, yeah, because they pay me, okay? I can survive something. And I think there is also some kind of convenience, because the constant changing can be run away from challenging hard moments in your current company. I mean, I noticed this in myself that where things are coming, to be hard, when something boring me, I didn't even try to challenge myself to understand how I can change something inside. It was much more easier to just run away. Yeah, I mean, it was very beautiful run away because it looked like new challenge, new opportunity, new journey. But in reality, it was again run away from some hard feelings. And there is also some hidden cost. Okay, you gain a lot, new responsibilities, new money, but there is also a hidden cost, you probably know. I mean, keeping constantly myself in this loop that I have to, in every 2 years, learn a totally new context, makes me very exhausted. I mean, I have this lucky that I don't end with some depression, but I think I was very closely to it. And what I also noticed that I always left the company in a moment where probably the best moment for me was before me. Yeah, because about 2 years when you are in some company, this is the moment when you are the most effective because you know that you get the know-how, you get the people, and you can act without thinking. And always there is a moment when I was very close to it, then I jumped, and it cost me a lot in terms of physical and
mental.
Yeah, and mental. Thank you so much. Mental costs, and I even processed this during some therapy, and it was. What was a very impactful change for me, it was to change the criteria how I should evaluate decisions like this, because later it was simple, yeah? New, better pay, you get me. But right now, I try to ask myself whenever the change has sense for me, yeah? No matter, sense can have different layers. It can be financial sense, it can be responsible sense. I mean, right now, I try to decide what is the sense behind the change if I want to make decision like this. Yeah.
Okay, and our third lesson, what if it's not me, but circumstances? So I think that many of us could ask ourselves this question. Maybe I just got lucky. Maybe I'm good only here. In this place and with these people. But in fact, imposter syndrome is not something which affects only juniors, but it can hit you at a time in your career. So we will share right now with you our fears. In my case, imposter syndrome showed up more frequently when I was changing jobs inside the company than when I was thinking about changing the company. And there were two moments. First, when I got my first leadership role, and second one when I was applying for my current role. And I was thinking, am I ready? Can I handle that? For sure, there are people who are more obvious for this role and they will do better. And today, I know that it wasn't lack of competence, because I am here now, but it was the lack of confidence. And what helped me was one very simple thought. If I will not try, I will not know if I was ready. And it didn't help me to get rid of my concerns, but it helped me to decide anyway and to try. So I was afraid, but I acted. And there was another fear, and I think people don't always talk about this out loud, is am I expert only here? Will I manage outside the company without this network which I was building for 10 years, without these people who I know for 10 years, without this authority which I built? And instead of running from this question, I decided to solve it with action. So every day I build knowledge, I build experience and skills which I can use everywhere. So it means that I no longer have the same fear, but it was not an easy journey. There was a lot of wins, but also a lot of failures, and a lot of people who helped me. And when I didn't believe in myself, they were here to tell me, Magda, you are here because you have knowledge, you have competences. And if I may share something personal, so for me, the people who are behind me, like my family, my team, my peers, leaders, and people who I work with, this is something which is really, I treat like my superpower. So whenever I fail, then I stand up stronger. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for me it will be very quickly in this case, because for me I can summarize my internal fear as, am I good at beginning, but maybe I'm not good at ending things. Yeah? I mean, if you analyze my CV, I mean, I have a lot of very innovative stuff, but there is one pattern. A lot of these initiatives was in very early stage of new technology. You know, I always created something first. First chatbot, first AI assistant, first agent. And I think it was kind of easy, because when you're doing something first, there's no many people who can criticize you. And when people, you know, get stuff, get experience, then I jump to other new technology. And yeah, but there is also some kind. It was something very addictive about this. I always treat myself as some kind of explorer, new risky stuff, and I have to admit that I think it was kind of addictive for me. It was very pure enjoying moments for me. But the older I am, the more I started to thinking about being not explorer but architect, because at the end of the day, I mean, I can start 100 books, but at least it's good to write from the beginning to the end only one book that somebody can read and learn something from you. So today I chose to be an architect, and maybe technology today, it's not important for me. I find a lot of space in me to be in connect in people. I mean, I even had very spontaneous reflection right now. Sure. I mean, when you hear Magda, you can hear that she is all about people. See how many times she mentioned that we have people, and notice how, in contrast, it's very alone speech. There is no people in my journey, because I will never give them space to make connection, and I hope in T-Mobile I can change. Kasia, sorry, you are. Yeah, be curious enough to explore, be disciplined enough to build, be patient enough to make it last. Yeah, it's me. The question is stay or leave, but why? Yeah, I think we can go job without reading definition.
Yes, 2 minutes, so we have to speed up. So I never thought about my career like as 2 years in one company, because in fact a lot of things were changing. As I mentioned before, like I had a new role, I had new challenge, new team, new focus. So in fact, I didn't make one decision back then. I was doing many decisions over this time. And sometimes I stayed because there was a new area, I could build something from scratch. Even when I had some other offers, still I believe that I have something to do here, and I have a challenge here, so first I have to finish this. But the common thing was that I was always looking for the opportunity to grow, and I didn't stay because of the loyalty, but I stayed because I had a reason. And what are these reasons? I'm driven by challenges, by developing my team, by success of other people around me and sense of impact. And also, I'm passionate about data, analytics, new technologies, and connecting this with business. And for 10 years, my company was giving me exactly that.
Yeah. And quick from me, I mean, I know that from the perspective, I can look like somebody who loves to jump. But I think there is one positive consistency, one positive pattern that I can see in my career. I mean, if sometimes my decision wasn't understandable for the people around me, there is always some sense for me, and I think what I want to show you, it's that this sense has total different definitions for you, but it's very important to define your own sense by your own. I know it's a huge word, make a sense, but I think it's very important each day, each month, each stage of your career, make a question, what makes sense in your career development and your daily basis responsibilities. And remember, there is always a cost. Finance cost, living has a cost, stability has a cost, risk has a cost. And the question is always, are you able, are you ready to pay the cost behind your decision? And now we can go to...
Yes, so the final thoughts from us.
Yeah.
So first of all, as you see, there is no universal path which you can follow, but we believe that maybe you can take something from my experience, something from Cezary's experience, but at the end, you should trust yourself. Even if you make wrong decision, like nothing will happen. The important is that you will learn from this decision and from this experience. So from me, trust yourself.
And don't be too harsh for yourself. Don't judge your decision. Judge effects of your decision. And remember that sometimes short-term effects on your decision can seem quite bad. But if you take a look from longer perspective, you can realize that the effects wasn't so bad, it was pretty good. So give yourself time, decide and experience the effects, and just trust yourself. And remember, your career, your choice, the best one is T-Mobile. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to our speakers. Let us give a huge applause to Cezary and Magdalena.